How you doing today, folks? Last year I made a video called The Best Log Splitter, and I showed you my Timberwolf TW1 that I purchased last year. I got it off of Craigslist. Over the year I've had ideas on how I can make this splitter even better. And I want to say right away that there's nothing wrong with a Timberwolf log splitter. It's the best splitter out there. Just as a thinker, I'm always trying to find ways to make things work better. So I've got a couple things I'd like to show you today. The first thing I got is this Drains It, which is an extender for the oil drain. So what you do is you take your drain plug off of your oil, you put this on, and then whenever you drain your oil, you can use this, this over here, so you don't have to, spill that oil all over the machine. The next thing I got was at Tractor Supply, and this is called a cylinder stroke control. So what you do is you put these on your hydraulic cylinder there, and it keeps the splitter from going back as far. You can control how long the cylinder cycles. And then the final thing I got, which I'm really curious about to see how this goes. So this is a Timberwolf Table grate. It's an add-on, and all you do is you just put it on the splitter, and it'll catch the rounds when they come off. Now I have been putting like a big round to catch the wood. After you split for a half hour, there's usually enough wood there to catch it anyways, but whatever I can do to give myself an advantage to work less, both bending over and also to work less so I don't strain my back, reaching an extra 6 inches or a foot every time I split a log, I'm going to do it. The first thing we're going to do is go ahead and put the Drains It on the engine, so we need to drain the oil. Before you drain the oil on a small engine or a car engine, you want to make sure you run it for a while, get it warmed up a little bit, and get all that gunk in the oil. So we're going to go ahead and fire her up. The motor has a drain plug on each side. I'm going to use this side to drain the oil because it's just easier to get to. And then we're going to install the Drains It on the other side. A tip I learned from one of my viewers in the last video was to get a piece of PVC and use that to carry the oil away from the engine. I'm just going to get a few paper towels and I'm going to jam them in there so this pipe doesn't move once I get it up. So now all we need to do is loosen our plug. That's pretty cool. If you take a look here, we're just about done draining our oil. And you'll also see that we're starting to get a little bit of oil spilling down onto the metal below the engine. I really don't like that because I always get nervous that there's a leak. Gonna be a little bit tricky to get on because I got this big hose sticking off the back here. There we go. So here's a different view of the Drains It on, and there's nothing over here that I would bump. The logs are gonna fall off the splitter way over here. So all you do to drain the oil is take it out, drain your oil into your pan, and when you're done, you just slip it right back in there. Pretty ingenious. And everything I said about not spilling oil onto the engine is going to change here because usually I just keep filling until I see it come out. Make a mess of the engine anyways. Okay, that should do it. So now we can just take our stroke control valves and put them on here so when the cylinder comes back, it's not going to bump anything. And then the last thing we're going to do is go ahead and install this table grate, which let me tell you is not light. I'm going to guess this thing weighs 70 to 80 pounds. Well, the only thing left to do now is give her a shot, right? Well, that can't be good. What happened was I went back and it just kept going, and it ended up pulling this piece off. So I ended up stripping the end of the cylinder here, and I also ended up stripping this piece here. So worst case, what's going to happen is I'm going to have to get a new cylinder and a new piece for over here, which I'm sure isn't going to be cheap. No matter what happens though, folks, and I'm sure I'm going to get some beautiful comments about what a stupid idea this was on YouTube. But I'll show you, you know, I'll go to the dealer and see what they say I need to do, and we'll let you know how I made out. And I don't normally try stuff like this, and I suspect this will be the last time I do try something like this for a while.